Welcome back to the Hall of Green podcast with Monster Verde.
The co-host, the fifth official, Nick here, guys.
And it's Sean, the security guard slash the producer.
So we are back after a two-game stretch. Motown and Brooklyn, positive performance from both of those. So just quickly, we're gonna go over the Motown game. Before I get into it, anything that stood out to you guys of the Motown game, other than the signings, because I'll go over all that.
Well, Sean and I was lucky enough to be there in person. About eight of us White fans traveled to New York, New Jersey, to New Jersey Institute of Technology. It was actually a college campus. Attendance was about 200 this day. I don't think it was 200. I think it was maybe 100.
Yeah, I mean it was an experience, it was a very unusual stadium. There wasn't a lot of people. But we made a lot of noise. I mean, they said it on the broadcast for that game and the broadcast for the Brooklyn game that there was just a small group of us, but we made it seem like a lot more. So we went there, we had a party, we came home with a win. It wasn't the best game ever, but we didn't expect it to be. So it was a good experience and we had a good time.
Yeah, it was actually nice to go to a lower league stadium instead of playing this team at home in the first round, like we said in the last podcast. It's nice to play in low leagues stadiums, you know?
I completely agree. I was very happy to see you guys there. And yeah, you definitely were heard. I heard you guys from the beginning. And they ended up showing you guys actually on the broadcast. So that was pretty cool. So starting things off, before we get into the Motown game, we did have some signings and a re-signing, I guess you could call it. So Sean Canada, he signed to an academy contract, meaning that he will practice with the academy. He can play in the second team. He's from Farmington, Connecticut. Spencer Gordon is returning. That's our one re-signing, and he's also signed to an academy contract. He played with us last year on the bench mostly, trained with the team, scored goals in the academy, quite a bit of goals actually from what I read. And I think he only played one game last year, and that was in the U.S. Open Cup. Galen Flynn, 25-day contract. He actually was nominated in 2022 in USL 2 for Defender of the Year. He didn't win it, but he was nominated. That's actually pretty good. And Jack Laura, 25-day contract again from UConn and the former captain of the UConn Huskies. So going straight into the Motown game, I know I predicted a 5-0 win. I was wrong. I think we all were wrong. But honestly, I didn't know that these signings were going to happen. I didn't know that we were going to bring in all these academy players. I know I did talk about bringing in academy players, and I did expect Spencer Gordon to play, but I did not believe us signing three, four players to play this game. So I'm happy with a 2-0 win. I really am because it was a good learning experience, not just for the guys that have been on the bench, but for the academy kids. So I am happy with the 2-0 win. So going into that quickly, I do want to give a big shout out to TJ Prestis. He is my man of the match. He had a goal and two goal line clearances. You also have to shout out to Hernandez. He had a goal and an assist. We thought it was maybe Dispay's goal, but that was no, it was Hernandez's goal. And technically, it's a free kick goal. That's our first free kick goal since Jay Chapman against Charleston in 2023, I believe. That was the first season of Brendan. Do you guys have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, something I just remembered, the second goal of the game, or sorry, the first goal of the game, we didn't realize that it was a goal. We thought it went behind the goal, bounced off the fence, and hit the net from behind. So we didn't celebrate. We were just standing there. We thought they missed until the players started celebrating and the goal went on the board. They must have been a little confused when they looked over at us, and we were just like standing there straight faced after they had just scored a goal. So that was a bit of a funny moment.
Also, shout out to all the players. They appreciated all the eight of us fans who traveled up there. They were really happy to warm up, especially Augie. Augie and Cia really enjoyed us really much.
That's great to hear, guys. I'm actually really happy about that. I will say that TJ Prestis impressed me, and I'm not being biased. He is my player of the game. I think he deserved it. You could also say Hernandez, yes. So basically, I want to talk quickly on Carvalho. the backup goalie. He looked good with the shots that were taken against him. I don't think he's ready for USL level yet, but he did look good. This was a USL two team, and I have a feeling he'll continue to play in the US Open Cup games, but we'll see. That's all I have on the Motown game. I don't want to cover it too much because it was kind of just, we expected a win, we got a win. It was a good result. I'm happy with it. I think we're all happy with it. I'm good to move on. What do you guys are good to move on?
I would just say it was nice to see everyone back at the stadium. We technically this year we did not have a preseason game at home because it got canceled because of weather. So technically for us supporters who were there was our preseason to get our voices ready, you know?
We have our first question of the day, and we really do love these questions that you guys give us. We actually had 5 total questions for today. We'll hit the first one now because it's kind of related to the Motown game or prior to the Motown game. So the question is, how do we feel about the new signings so far? I will start. I personally, from what I saw, Galen Flynn was my standout player, above Spencer Gordon personally. He looks like a really good right back to back up Sebastian Anderson. Something like we didn't see last year. Sebi Anderson played pretty much every single minute, and I think he should definitely get a 1 year contract with us. I think he'll make a perfect substitution. And he impressed me in the Motown game. He did. He put in some nice crosses. Spencer Gordon had the chances, and not just him, but other players had the chances to make it more than 2-0. But yeah, Galen Flynn definitely was the most impressive new signing or debutant for me personally. And that's what I say about Galen Flynn. Jack Laura, solid center back, but nothing too special that I saw from him. And Spencer Gordon, good to see him get minutes. Nothing too special personally. What I saw from him in the Motown game and in the Brooklyn game, we did end up seeing him in the Brooklyn game, which we'll talk about later. And Sean Canada, personally, much as he's a CT rep, nothing real special from him.
I'll go next. So this is my theory. What I'm thinking about the two guys we signed on a 25-day contract, Jack and Flynn. Um, we're probably gonna sign one of them. We're not gonna sign both of them. So it's both to see who outperforms each other. I feel like, and for us, it's good to add a depth because remember last year at this time of the year we couldn't even have a full 18 bench. We had like 11. We made like 14 people on the bench. So signing a 25-day contracts while our roster we're having some injuries or stuff, people not match fit, whatever. And it's good to have Brendan instead of struggling like last year, having 14 people 14 people. Now we're getting players to sit on the bench until our main guys come back, so which is better from us as a front office standpoint, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys covered the important stuff. I guess my biggest takeaway would be that if there's a Sean Canada, does that mean I have to become Sean America? That's my only question coming out of this.
I don't know, Sean. I guess we'll have to see if he makes the first team. Maybe you'll have to talk to him about it. You could even talk to him about it on Saturday because I bet you he'll be there.
And it was also nice to see Spencer because we saw him in preseason photos without a number or anything. So we were wondering, was that Spencer or someone who looked exactly like Spencer? So now we know it was Spencer.
No, I knew it was Spencer the whole time, and I'm happy to see him back. I hope he continues to put in some minutes, 15, 20 minutes a game. I have no problem with that. So that being said, you guys ready to go into Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So Brooklyn FC, straight up into the lineups. We do have 2 returning players that we are familiar of: JC Obregon Jr.,
Ooh.
who I personally love, and Thomas Van Kazeel, who I also actually have a lot of respect for. He came in, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? And I like no 2 years ago. I'm sorry, first year of Brendan, and I liked him actually. I liked him, so it was good to see him again. So going into the starting 11 for Hartford, no shocker here. Anthony Siaha starts in goal. Sebastian Anderson on the right. Matt Reel on the left. Fisher, Scarlett, and TJ Prestis. Beverly Makingila starts again. Barry Coffey on the right. Junior Moreira on the left. Augie Williams and Sadat Anaku. Substitutes for Hartford was Hernandez, Galen Flynn, Spencer Gordon, and Arturo Dispe. From my takeaway from that lineup, And we'll talk about him later because he did make a mistake on that on the first goal that we conceded, but we'll talk about that in a second. I would have had Dispe starting over Jordan Scarlett. Again, you can call me biased. I pick on him a lot, but unfortunately, he made a pretty bad mistake that led to our first goal of the season. And Arturo has been playing fantastic for us. He's been our probably our best defender this year. So I feel like he should have started. Maybe he had an injury. Who knows? That's why he only played 45 minutes against Motown, and that's why he only played a couple minutes against Brooklyn. What do you guys have to say about the lineup?
It was different formation. It was more we're playing two up front instead of one up top with Sede and Williams. We're playing like a 4-4-2 kind of compared to what we've been playing like one up top.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I mean, you mentioned Sadat. I mean, I think it's very interesting how quickly they're. I mean, it's kind of by force, but it's interesting how quickly Sadat's being integrated into the starting lineup, like into the squad, because we have guys that have been around, but due to whatever combination of conditions, he's the one that's in there, and it's he seems to be doing pretty well. I
He
mean,
has
there's
pace.
definitely growth that I hope to see, but I think that for someone who's just come into the league, it's looking pretty good.
He has pace to the attack though. He has some good pace though, which we're lacking, without Michi.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely important.
Yeah, and I hope that Adi Obalola is healthy and he'll be ready for the Indy game. But I feel that's why Sadat was starting. Adi Obalola wasn't even on the bench; he didn't even travel with the team. So he did pick up a knock there. So going into the summary of the first half, personally, even though we won 3-0 against Jacksonville, this was the best half I saw us play all season. We played fucking phenomenal in the first half. 2-0 lead, and we could have made it more. But personally, defensively, offensively, even the midfield, we just looked perfect. Our counterattack, remember, without Mishi and without Carriaga, and without Samaria, we looked great. These first 45 minutes, if we continue to play like this, we're going to be a really big problem for this league. So basically, the first goal happened on a counterattack. Barry Coffey picked up the ball, and finally, I was hard on him in the preseason, very hard on him because I wanted Jack Paniotu to come back. But man, he shut me up real good now because he played an amazing through ball to Augie Williams, and Augie Williams did what he always has done: runs, finishes the easy goal. He's in the perfect position. You have to give credit to Barry Coffey, but you have to give credit to Augie Williams because he split through three defenders, not two defenders, three defenders to make this run. And Barry Coffey made a perfect pass. Then in the 40th minute, Barry Coffey knocks himself in a goal, assisted by Sebastian Anderson, another set piece goal. This is what I'm talking about. These set pieces, I was telling you guys, I want these set piece goals to happen, and they are happening. I think we scored one against. Did we score one against Jacksonville? Am I already forgetting? I don't know if we scored one against Jacksonville, but I know we scored one against Motown. Technically, we kind of scored two against Motown. We scored one here with against Brooklyn, and then Latanovic got a yellow card in the 45th minute, and that was the end of the first half. Before I let you guys comment, I just want to go over the first half stats really quick. Expected goal ratio in the first half was 0.86 to Hartford, 0.83 to Brooklyn. This is nothing new, but we got outpossessed: 67% to Brooklyn, 33% to Hartford. Five total shots for Hartford, nine total shots for Brooklyn. Four shots on target for Brooklyn, two to us. We had two big chances to Brooklyn's one. Four corner kicks to Brooklyn, three for us. Passes, 56% completion, 72 completed out of 128. That shows you how we were counterattacking, how effective we were. We completed 72 passes, scoring two goals. 80% pass completion for Brooklyn, 212 completed out of 264 attempted. Like I said, one yellow card to Brooklyn. Like I said, perfect first half by us. Brooklyn kind of got lucky. They should have scored, but Siaha made some really good saves. It ended up being 2-0 at the end of the first half. Sean, what do you have to add at the end of this first half?
Yeah, I mean, it was very nice. I think I was kind of unsure. We played on Wednesday. The game against in Alabama, Birmingham, the game against Birmingham was kind of tough. I was very excited to see the team attacking well, moving well. And Barry Coffee. I mean, you're right. Like I did hype him up. I didn't doubt him. I'm not like you,
You did.
but I was waiting to see him actually perform like that. And he had what to me is clearly a man of the match performance. I mean, he was fantastic. I was very pleased with what we saw from him in the first half.
Talk about coffee real fast before we go into my thoughts on the first half. I read somewhere that Barry last season, 10 of his 26 goals were from headers from corners or free kicks. So he knows how to do a header as well. Something I found out. But going over the first half, lucky enough, I was lucky enough to be there 2 days in within 3 days of each other. So it was cool. Stadium vibes. Not a good baseball stadium to have a soccer pitch. Like literally, we were right next to the foul pole line. We couldn't see half the goal, this in the goal. Like we couldn't see part. Honestly, there should have been another goal. There should have been a penalty that was not called in that first half
Oh, you're right.
for the handball around the 30 something minute mark, I believe. Don't quote me exactly, but around that time. Once again, I'm jumping back to Motown. There was a penalty that we should have got, but we didn't get. So 2 games where we should have got penalties when we didn't get called. I wanted Augie to do the penalty if the ref actually called a penalty for the handball because see if Augie can bounce back after his one miss in Jacksonville.
The
And and that goal for Augie Williams was his 87th overall goal in USL. He's only 18 away from tying with Dan Kelly with 105 goals in the league.
That's very impressive. And you are right. I do apologize. Motown, to quickly fall back, we did get two penalties. There was two clear as day penalties that the referee unfortunately missed in the Motown game. And there was a penalty in the Brooklyn FC game. It was a clear handball, clear as day. Even the commentators called it out and said that the referee missed it. There is no VAR, nothing we can do. If we would have tied or lost this game, you would have seen me completely different talking about that missed call because it was very obvious. That being said, first half, fantastic. I'll keep this little trend going. As I said, I think the team listened to our podcast last time and they took the Birmingham game to heart because that first half performance was phenomenal. Going
Typical,
in, go ahead.
typical Brendan Burke ball. We played Brendan style play the whole first half and it worked. So Brendan ball. Everyone
Yes.
who we brought in, the new guys who brought in, who came in that game, they played pretty well, got more comfortable.
Going into the second half, and I did see a comment on Instagram made by somebody who said a questionable substitute for Barry Coffee to come out for Hernandez. I guess you can call it questionable. Personally, I would have done the substitute as well. They both play in a very similar position. Barry Coffee, yes, he did get a goal and assist, but you have to remember Hernandez also got a goal and assist. So I feel like the split 45 minutes, that was fair. Let Hernandez go out there and give it a shot. So I agreed with that substitute. Go ahead, Verde.
Honestly, I think it could be minute restrictions because Coffee yet to play full 90. He's just be getting subbed off in the game, so he might be minute restrictions.
I don't think it's minute restrictions. I personally just think that it was fair to Hernandez to come onto the field. He scored a goal and then got an assist on the Wednesday game. I think it's I don't argue with that call whatsoever. That is an offensive substitution, something that Brendan kind of didn't do last Wednesday against Birmingham. But that's another thing. So going into the second half, forget about everything I said about the first half. We have to be serious now. This was the worst fucking half I've ever seen. I'm sorry, not ever. This is the worst half I've seen Hartford this season. This is worse than the Birmingham game. It was a night and day difference from the first half to the second half. Essentially, I think the halftime pre-team talk, the halftime talk, basically just said, "All right, we're playing defense for 45 minutes. Let's fucking pray." I feel like that's exactly what Brendan Burke said because that's exactly what I saw, and I'm fed up with it. Should I keep my mouth shut? No. I know we got the 3 points, but a team like Brooklyn, yeah, maybe we can do it. A team like Louisville, Charleston, Pittsburgh, Tampa, we're gonna get destroyed. Look what Charleston just did against Birmingham, if you guys haven't realized. Birmingham was up 2-0 at halftime, and Charleston ended up coming back winning 3-2. So look at that. I know what Birmingham did. They played defense the whole second half, and look what happened. So going into the second half, yes, Hernandez came on 61st minute. Beverly McIngale got a yellow card, but Brooklyn was just pushing and pushing and pushing. They had chance after chance after chance. And who was there to keep on stopping them? Anthony Siaha. Anthony Siaha made a total of 10 saves out of 11 shots on target, which is phenomenal. Going into the 62nd minute, we conceded our first goal of the season. It was a long ball played in. We had four or three defenders back. Jordan Scarlett, for whatsoever, I don't know why, somebody with his experience, he should have kicked the ball out, but he decided to chest the ball, and the Brooklyn FC attacker Anderson grabbed the ball, took a touch, and made an unbelievable shot. You can't even blame Siaha on that. Nobody in the world is gonna save that shot. It was a perfect goal, and that was our first goal conceded of the season. It was a very bad mistake by Jordan Scarlett. Maybe he didn't see the ball, but personally, you got to see that ball and you got to clear it out. Go ahead.
Yeah, that goal, even on TV, you saw Sia, he was not happy. He literally turned his back to the players and he was frustrated, saying, "Come on, this is my first goal I'm going to see this whole season." He wanted another clean sheet. You could see he was so pissed off after that goal. He turned his back, not even talking to the team like he usually does. He kind of was turned his back and he was frustrated.
I mean, when you concede a stupid goal like that, mistake goal, yeah, I'd be frustrated too. I'm not going to dig too much deep into Jordan Scarlett. He is our captain, but to be experienced and to be our captain, you can't be making mistakes like
That's
that.
honest. That's honest. Why the reason I think he's starting just because he's captain. If he wasn't the captain, he probably would be starting. I feel like.
I have to agree with you there. Moving on from the goal conceded, I think like 2 minutes after Brooklyn FC hit the crossbar. That was kind of on TJ Prestis, I believe. I think that was on TJ Prestis or Fisher. I can't remember exactly, but that was the tying goal. That was supposed to be 2-2. Brooklyn was supposed to be up. Personally, they should have had a goal in the first half, and they should have had more than one goal in the second half. After that goal that we conceded, we brought on that substitute of Galen Flynn for Sebastian Anderson, who didn't look that good this game. Sebastian Anderson was getting kind of caught out, and personally, I'm surprised he got Team of the Week. And that basically he was getting caught out on the right, kind of abused this game, and that was the substitution that I agreed with. That's why I like to have Galen Flynn on his team, because for the last 30 minutes of the game, Galen Flynn can come on and shut out a game. And Spencer Gordon came on as well for Sadat. Sadat looked good, better than Addy looked in Birmingham. But to be fair, everybody looked bad against Birmingham. And Conte came on for Stojanovic, and Magnion came on for McNamara. And then they made another substitute in the 73rd minute. Hondo came on for Obregon Jr. Anderson got a yellow card at the 77th minute. McLaughlin came on for Thomas Van Kezio. And then in the 91st minute, Dispe came on for Augie Williams. In the 95th minute, we had a last minute yellow card. Well, Brooklyn did, not us. We only had one yellow card this game. So again, difference from Birmingham, a much more disciplined team. I love to see that. That's what I really like to see. Before I let you guys talk about it, personally, the second half, there was a lot of chances that Brooklyn FC had. Siaha made some really good saves. One save got nominated for Team of the Week. Personally, we are lucky to come out with a win, but a win is a win. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be happy. And my prediction was right. I said 7 points at the end of this home game stretch. I was right. And we go on to Indy. What do you guys have to add about the Brooklyn FC game, Verde?
So one thing I want to say about Desperate when he comes on, not even like a minute or two later, he commits a foul right outside the box, and I say, "Oh shit!" I say, "Oh, here we go again, typical Hartford at stoppage time. We're gonna allow the equalizer goal in. Stupid foul by him right outside the box. Lucky it was right outside the box. Junior looked okay that game. He didn't look good. He had an off game, Junior, that game, honestly. Yeah, I agree with you with Coffee man of the match for me.
I don't think Coffee is man of the match. I think Anthony Siaha is man of the match. He had 10 saves.
Oh yeah,
That's
talking about Sia, and when he saves 10 more saves, he'll have his average 10 or 4 if either 10 or 14 more saves in the USL, then he'll hit 300 saves in the league. So he could possibly get it this week or next week. Depends.
Yeah, I mean, if we give Anthony Siaha a man of the match every time he saved us in a game, I don't think anyone else would win it, to be fair. The only I agree with Coffee for man of the match personally. I was very impressed with him. Although, of course, Anthony Siaha, honorable mention. Very much, I can see why he would be the man of the match. Overall, though, I'm very happy to get another 3 points. The second half was brutal to watch. It was brutal. Every single, especially once we went down a goal, not down. Once they scored a goal and we were only up one, every single, I was convinced. I'm too used to watching old Hartford, and
yeah.
I mean, in this game they didn't look that much better, but in the second half of this game, mind you, the first half they were fantastic. I just the entire time I was expecting one to go in. I was expecting to be angry. When it got down to the 89th minute, I was like, that's it. They're gonna score right now. They're gonna they're gonna ruin my weekend right now. But overall, 7 points from 3 games. Can't be upset. Lessons have been learned. Even though we did have more players, more of our first choice players in this game, we still have players out. We're still missing very key players. I'm feeling very good after this game, just in general.
I read somewhere Brendan literally what Brendan said was to the players. I read it somewhere. I don't remember exactly where I read it from, but Brendan literally told the team, "Hey guys, we're gonna we're not here to win. We're here to get points. Scrap points early in the season because we're missing all the good chunk of the key players. We're missing at least good chunk of key players. So if we can snag points early in the season, a point, a draw away is good. These points will help us later in the season compared to last year when it took us until April 4th to score our first goal of the season, something like that. When we had like 14 people on the roster that day, game day squad. So like him getting the adding people, so like we learned from mistakes. And I don't think we're done business wise this window. I feel like there's some more people might be coming in, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But honestly, I can't complain. Long road trip, 4 games, counting the Open Cup. Haven't lost yet. Only conceded 1 goal, and we scored two, three, five, 7 goals counting the cup game. I think the best at this point, a best year when we scored this amount of goals was in 2024 at this point in the season. Last year it took us into April 4th to get our first goal. So like we're moving on in the right direction. Like we're starting hot. Like we finished hot last year. Like we're starting where we started last year. And for some of these players like Coffee, Hernandez, those guys that we signed at Sedate, they're not used to the USL yet. So like those just get better and better each week once more practicing with the team because they get better information and they know how the refs are. A month or two from now, they'll be in the prime. They'll know the league by the summertime, and that's when key players should be back here from injuries from what I'm hearing.
One thing I did want to point out, and I'm not 100% sure if this is true, but someone told me that we have the same amount of points right now as we did, I think, on like June 14th or something last year, which I'm not surprised about because I remember walking home after a game in June saying, that's it, we're 12th again, it's over. So I really think that we just need to take a second and recognize the position we're in. And it's just fantastic. Just compared to what we like, Hartford is always bad when it's still cold outside. We get hot in the summer, cool down again in the fall. If we pick up these points now and then also are hot in the summer, this season could really be historical.
And right now we're sitting second place in the table, only 2 points behind Louisville. So so we're legit title contenders if we keep with all players that were not main starters are out. The back reserve side, like put any of these people on the sub when our main guys come back. Put any of these on the bench. I'm confident. Whoever we put on the bench next week, the starting 11 can get a result, either draw or 3 points. I'm not worried about a loss. I'm not expecting a loss anymore this season.
Yeah, I do agree with you guys actually. The one thing that I do want to just really quickly, so you guys do realize how bad the second half was. I know we have talked about it, but just some real quick to finish off Brooklyn FC game. The second half statistics: 0.23 to Hartford, 0.70 to Brooklyn, 73% ball possession to Brooklyn, 27% to Hartford. Brooklyn FC had 17 total shots to our 5, and they had 7 on target to our zero. We had 0 shots on target in the second half. Brooklyn had 4 big chances. We had 0. 7 corner kicks to our 1, and we only completed 64 passes. That's all I have for the Brooklyn FC game. Do you guys have anything else for the Brooklyn FC game?
Uh, that game reminded me, the second half particularly reminded me of the 2021 game against Tampa away when we won 1-0. Pretty much the whole second half was just defending the whole time. So like it reminded me of that game. And honestly, from that tough stretch, we played Wednesday and then Saturday, 3 games, which I'll mention later. But for us to come out with points is good, honestly. End of the day, like I'll take all the points we can get.
So, before reviewing the Indy game, we did draw Rhode Island FC in the U.S. Open Cup. That is we'll review the game next weekend, or I'm sorry, next week, because that game is on Wednesday, and that's all we're gonna talk about it now. But just so you guys know, we did draw Rhode Island away, and if you guys want to, you guys can go to that away game.
Um, I'll mention one thing. Another week that we have 3 games in a row. Pretty much we play Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. 2 of them away, one home. So like back, it'll be interesting how we play on Wednesday because Tech will play another USLC team. So wonder how the lineup will be, but we don't need to talk about it today.
Yeah, I mean, tune into the next episode and see me probably complaining a lot about the draw, but we'll get to that next time.
Yeah, I completely agree, Sean. I'll probably be complaining too. But let's move on to the indie game. So we do have our first home opener. Before we review Indy 11, Sean, do you want to tell us before the game if there's something going on?
I do. The club wants us to know. They want you to be there. Come see the trophy from last year. They're gonna do a bit of a celebration. It's gonna be fantastic. Also, before the game, find me. I'm in cookie debt. I will be paying that on Saturday. I will have 2 types of cookies, TBA, also TBD. So be there early. Come eat some cookies. Come watch the trophy celebration or whatever they're doing. Something about the trophy. It's gonna be great. Be there or be square.
Where can they find you, Sean, at the tailgate? What would for the cookies?
By the grill, wherever the meat is, and by
And
my car in the parking lot, in the tailgate lot. They'll be there. I'm easy to find. I stand out.
talking about that game before we go preview, 2 p.m. gates open at 2 p.m. for tailgate. 3 hour tailgate. Kickouts at 5 guys will get to 2 o'clock. Be there.
Going into the Indy 11 game, Indy 11 so far this season has only 2 games played in the USL Championship, 1 loss, 1 win. They lost the first game 1-0 to Brooklyn FC, actually, to a JC Obregon penalty. And then they won 3-0 in the US Open Cup. And then they actually just beat Detroit 2-1, which was impressive to me. I didn't think they'd come out on top, but maybe Detroit really isn't that good this year. So they scored in the first half, making it 1-0. Then Detroit made it 1-1. And then they actually scored in the 62nd minute to make it 2-1. So Indy 11 scores an open play. This isn't Brooklyn FC where we have to just defend set pieces. And even though we conceded a goal against Brooklyn in an open play, that was kind of a mistake. So let's be prepared for this Indy 11 game, and let's definitely, absolutely get 3 points, especially in the first home game of the season. Honestly, I don't expect to see much of a change in the lineup. My personal prediction, I have a feeling that the defense is going to be the same. If Dispay is healthy, maybe TJ Prestis will drop to the bench and Dispay will come in. I think Scarlett is going to start, and Sebi Anderson and Matt Reel on the left. I think Barry Coffey absolutely deserves a start, and Augie Williams will probably be on the starting 11 too. Kind of the Indy 11 game. I'm expecting. I say home. I'm gonna say clean sheet. I'm gonna say clean sheet. I'm gonna say a good. Let's be a little bit conservative today. I'm gonna say 2-0 win. I'm gonna say 2-0 win and against Indy 11. My goal scorers, I can never tell you. I can never tell you who's going to be the goal scorer. I would absolutely love to have Augie Williams score first game in our stadium. Maybe that'll happen, but we'll see. Sean, what are your score predictions? What are your maybe lineup predictions? What do you think?
Oh, geez, I couldn't tell you about the lineup. It should be similar to Brooklyn, I would think, unless we have potentially Mishi back. I couldn't tell you about that, but I'm hoping it's soon. Otherwise, I reckon it'll be about the same. I think I'm upset. I was gonna say 2-0, and now I look like I'm copying you. But
You can
I
say
think
it.
I'm gonna say it. To me, that seems the sensible result here. It's a home game. It's going to be cold outside, so it's not going to be super high energy, I don't think. And we're better, so I think it'll be good. My goal scorer predictions. It's really tough. I'm you know what? I'm a betting man, right? I'm gonna say that Sadat is gonna score.
Ooh,
I think we're gonna get it from him. I really want to see it. I think that'd be very interesting. I don't want to say, oh, Augie Williams is gonna score again, but I think he's the other one. So I will say that. But I think it's Sadat and Augie are each gonna have a goal. I would just be, and I'm just saying that because I'm trying to manifest it. I think I would love to see the Sadat goal at the home opener. It would thrill me.
Honestly, I'm gonna be more realistic. I think we're gonna win 3-0. 3-0, guys.
wow.
One set piece from a set piece, probably maybe another coffee header in. Um, Williams definitely gonna score because I think Williams used to play for Indy 11 back in the day. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he did play for Indy at one
Yes, he
point.
did, I believe. Yeah.
Um, and he knows that they'll keep it pretty well because the keeper used to be for Pittsburgh. Eric Dick is their main guy, so teammates last year who won the championship. So if it goes to if it's a penalty happens, he knows both know each other pretty well. So like, honestly, I would see probably another set piece corner from the corner. Probably gonna be a Barry from Anderson, um, Williams, and I feel like maybe we'll see a goal from I don't really know from another person. Maybe an own goal, honestly.
So
But squad wise, I feel like it's gonna be the same squad. Maybe not with maybe Michi if Michi's healthy enough to go back in. So Stay Date will go back on the bench. But I feel like why change it? Why change it when we did good last week? Enough, no need to change if we get results, you know?
I agree with you, Bozzy. So I will touch base about Mishi in a second. I do have some information that I can share. The you guys have anything else to talk about the indie game
Um,
before we move on to questions? We have a good chunk of questions, which again, we really love these questions, guys. Keep them going, and we really appreciate it. Go ahead, Bozzy.
and this will be the first time this season where we have instead of $2 beer night and dollar hot dog, it's 3-2-1 night. So $3 pizza slice, $2 beer, and $1 popcorn, I believe.
Yes. All right, so
So
we'll go into the questions. That's the Indy 11 review done. So First question on the list. What's the one thing you'd change to improve the home match day experience? And I'll answer this question first. I actually like what they're doing with the Jägermeister Cup. They're showcasing it to the fans. I think this might be the last time we may showcase it. So I really do emphasize on you guys getting out there early to see it. If they are going to do it, I hope they are going to do it. But they should be doing it one last time, and that would really I really like them showcasing the cup. This is our first trophy. We should be happy to showboat it. We should be happy to show everybody. So showcasing trophy silverware, I really like that. Anything else, honestly, other than expanding the stadium, I can't add anything. The beer garden is really nice. The tailgating is really nice, even though I don't always get to go there. It's just it's a nice atmosphere for one of the smaller stadiums in the league, personally. What do you have to add, Sean?
I love this question. This is such a good question, and I don't think I'm qualified enough to answer it. Me personally, you said besides the stadium expansion, that is what we need. At the very least, all I want to be able to do is sit behind the goalkeeper. I do it at UConn soccer games sometimes, and there'll only be like 30 of us back there. But I think the impact that being right behind them, right over them has, it's so fun. It impacts the game, but it's so fun for us. I actually do think it is overall a very good match day experience if you make the most of it. Um, I love like the games and stuff they have. I like honestly, it's hard to say what would really make it better. I might have to get back to you on the next episode about this.
Uh, I would agree with Sean as a support. Me and Sean are supporters. I just agree we need a support section behind the goal. That's one thing that we're missing. It'd be nice to heckle the goalies more, and bet nicer to see the goals right in front of us instead of having the sun in our eyes for a good chunk of the game, especially or kickoffs.
So next question here, and I personally love this question. Now that we're 4 games in, where in the standings do you think we'll finish? I think we'll just keep the same. Let me go first, and we'll have Sean, and then Bozzy can finish it off. So 4 games in, 7 points, one win in the U.S. Open Cup. Uh, in the beginning of the season, Sean said second place, and I thought he was crazy. I could see us finishing second place. If we play like how we played in the first half, and we're gonna be these road warriors. I mean, we have 7 points in away games, so in 3 away games, that's pretty good, even though it's against fucking Birmingham still. Personally, I would say second, third place. Definitely home playoff game. Definitely home playoff game. But I can see second, third place.
Yeah,
What about
I'm
you?
sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to my guns. It has to be second place. We're sitting in second right now, and I know that it's because other teams have a game in hand. But just I have so much faith in this team. I really the feeling around this season is so different to what it's ever been before. I really think that some people don't understand the fundamental shift that has happened in like the culture after winning a trophy. And I think everyone can feel it. I'm very confident in this team.
Honestly, I can't tell yet because think about two of the games we played against expansion teams. We haven't had a real competitive team playing yet because Birmingham didn't make playoffs last year. I'm pretty sure. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they just missed playoffs. We really have a very top four team play yet. We haven't played like a Louisville, a Charleston, a Tampa, teams like that, Pittsburgh. So it's hard to tell now because we're playing against expansion teams. And we can say something about expansion teams. When we joined the league in 2019, we took it took us a long time to get our first win. So like it's hard for expansion teams to get the roster right. So I feel like against a good indie side team, that will tell us. Ask me next week, and I'll tell you how we perform against Indy.
Okay.
And I yet to watch every team in the league yet. I'm still watching some games right now. So
So this question is going to be directed just towards Verde. He'll answer this. The next question on our list is: what is Samadia's status? When will we see him, and is he even here in the USA?
So from what I saw, he got called up for international duty with Sierra Leone. So right now he's just on international duty training with the camp. We don't know if he's been in the U.S. yet or not. We have no information. We haven't seen him in pictures. So from what we've seen, we would guess he's not here in the States yet because we've not seen him in any pictures or media stuff. But we don't know.
All I have to say is probably April. That's all I have to say.
I would say most likely end of April.
Yeah,
If he's not even here yet, he still has to get match fit and everything. And does he come right what when he does come back here from after introduction, does he get a number one star role right away, or will he get subbed on to get minutes? He probably read
that's
some.
that's what I was just gonna say. And Matt Rio's been playing fantastic, so I really do want to see how this goes. This was something that I talked about earlier, but we'll see when he finally does get here. Next question, and I do have information on this. Any info on the status of Michian Galina and Sammy Carriaga for this weekend? For Carriaga, don't bet money on him to even play this weekend. For Michi and Galina, Sadat will probably start, and Michi may come on at the end of the game. The last question we have: any insights on new signings? So this is a tricky question, but to my knowledge, there will be more signings. We don't know who, we don't know what positions. Just be prepared in the coming week or weeks for new signings.
And I
That's
predict and I
go
predict
ahead.
one of the signings would be one of the 25 days contracts. That's all I'm gonna say. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them gets a extended extension.
I would say Galen Flynn would probably get signed. I think he's been really impressive. That's all we have for this podcast, guys. I hope I see you on Saturday. And if you see us, don't be shy. Say hello. And let's go, Hartford.
Vamos Hartford, let's go, boys. Let's keep the momentum up. Keep the hot streak.
Vamos Hartford. Come find me for some cookies. Check out our next episode coming up soon. Have a good one. Thank you for watching.